Hey everyone, my name is Kayla. I have a Bachelor of Health Science Naturopathy and I'm a naturopathic paleo-nurturing naturopath. Welcome to my podcast Awareness, and today I have Meryl from RizeUp Australia joining me. Hi Meryl, how are you?
I'm very well, thanks, Kayla. How are you? And thank you for
Oh,
having me to speak to your clients.
worries, thank you. Thank you for joining me. Could you please tell us what RizeUp Australia is?
Well, RizeUp Australia is basically a not-for-profit domestic violence sort of support organisation. I find it very difficult to determine the proper elevator pitch for it because it is so varied and different. But to put it this way, it provides the support to domestic violence well, I don't know, victims, survivors, on a second level. So we're not actually doing the counselling. We're not doing, we do encourage them if they do contact us to contact 1300 RESPECT. But we go in, we set up homes for them. I'll take you through the story later, but this is just giving you an overview. So we'll set up homes if there's a crisis and we need prams and those sorts of things. That's where our crisis centre comes in. So it's quite a comprehensive organisation, but starting small, but steadily and progressively getting into a number of different areas.
That's really good, really important. And what programs do you have available?
The programs, well, we have our main program is our homes program. So that is where I'll take you through the cycle. So a victim / survivor goes to a refuge, and from that refuge they are counselled, they're put in care, they're protected. And once the refuge feels, well, they first go to a crisis centre and then they go to a refuge. But once the refuge feels that they are capable of restarting their life, they're feeling comfortable as you can feel after what you've been through, they will find them a home. Then the refuge phones RizeUp, and RizeUp goes in and establishes that home for them. So we do not meet for strict security reasons. The fewer people that know who is moving into that house, the better. Yes. And so it's generally a 1 or 2 bedroom unit. So that would be that one. Aligned with that is also the schools program. So once we've got them in that home, we don't want the little ones, the silent victims of domestic violence, to be any different when they go to school. So we will help with uniforms, find some funding for them to go on their school trips, etc., etc. Then we also have the dentists. We get pro-bono dentists coming in. We can get pro-bono doctors coming in, and those sorts of things that help during those crises as well.
Oh, really important. And so that the rapid response that the at home and the Yes program sort of all in the one?
Yes. I would probably say that, yes, the rapid response is when, like I say, we need a pram, she's left, she's only got a baby, and the rapid response moves in and does that. I must admit the Yes program is something that I really have to focus a little bit more on, but yes, as far as the funding is concerned, a lot of it does go towards the homes. It costs us about $6,000 to establish a home, and we're doing between 8 and 10 homes a week.
Oh, wow, that's a lot.
And we don't have...
Sorry, go ahead.
No, well, there's no government funding.
Yeah,
so this is, we get our money through grants, through very kind, generous donations. A lot of it is actually through events. I'm actually a volunteer, just coordinator with them. So just to help them not need a full-time staff member, paid staff member, so that they can use all the money they get from their events to go towards their program. So yes, we look here, there and everywhere for donations and people to assist.
Oh, that's really important. And if people are interested in volunteering, how do they go about that?
We'd welcome them with open arms. They go into, they can email or go into our website, rizeup.com.au, click onto volunteer, and then go through the process there. have to accept, I mean, it's not an onerous process, but you have to go through all the security checks, etc., etc. But you can rest in the knowledge that everything that you do is going towards a magnificent cause. You know, we have over 1,000 volunteers,
Wow.
which is magnificent, but a lot of this stuff actually happens during the day, during working hours, you know, so establishing houses and those sorts of things happens during the day. And whilst it's magnificent having these volunteers, and we'd love to get them more involved, it's sometimes difficult, which is why we like calling on them. Like I've got a Round to Rise Up, which is a football game on Saturday night where we need ticket sellers. We've got the Stradbroke Day on the weekend. We need, you know, we need raffle sellers. So yes, even though it sounds like a large volume, it has spread over a number of different events and avenues.
Oh, beautiful. That's really good. And how and what can people donate if they can't volunteer their time? How can they donate and what can they donate?
Well, a lot of time, because when we establish the homes, once they become a volunteer, they will get on the automatic the workplace database, because often, because we try and establish homes with, you know, needs like soaps, shampoos, just the basic fundamentals of life to make people comfortable. We also try and stock with non-perishables into the kitchen cupboard so that they can, I mean, God help us, but have a tin of spaghetti or something, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So yes, there's always those. Sometimes there's a call out for bedding, you know,
Yes.
even if you just buy single sheets or something from Kmart when they're on special. That goes a long way, because what the most wonderful part of RizeUp's housing program is the victim survivor family gets interviewed by, well, not interviewed, gets questioned on how many children there are, the children's favorite colors, what their favorite toys, what the mother enjoys doing, etc., etc. So when that family walks in, like one mum really enjoyed sewing, but she had to leave her sewing machine behind. So they managed to source a small sewing machine for her. When the little ones go in, you know, and they like Frozen, and I'm not harping on dear old Frozen, but yes, they often like Frozen. So we'll have the Frozen Doonas, we'll have Spider-Man Doonas, we'll have those sorts of games. So it is absolutely personalising it for, yeah. Yeah, what I could send to you, just for you to watch, because it could trigger things in some of your, is our video called Magic Chalk.
Yes.
I wouldn't send it out really to too many people, because as I say, it can have triggers in it, but it tells a wonderful story of how this family left and the magic chalk determined, you know, there was magic. Yeah, I'll send it to you, Kayla, under separate cover, and that will give you a great background to that actual program. We do show it at a lot of my speaking engagements, but we do have the precursor that it could trigger. So yeah, anyway, that gives you a good background.
Thank you very much. Is there anything you'd like to recap or talk about that we haven't spoken about?
One thing I would like to say is these stats for domestic violence are horrible, dreadful, awful. When I go and speak, we have to state the facts because we put it into perspective. But I want everyone from this to go away knowing that RizeUp is the good news story. You know, you've got your sadness, but RizeUp is good news. RizeUp is the light at the end of the tunnel. RizeUp is this place where this young family can feel safe, walk into a beautifully established home, knowing that there's strangers out there that care. And so look on RizeUp just as the light at the end of the domestic violence tunnel. And that would be a strong message that I would like to leave with you and your group.
Yeah, beautiful. Yeah. So, like you said, this family has gone through something awful that is domestic violence. And, their house is set up for them to sort of show that they're, loved and appreciated, and there's people out there,
Yeah,
that care about them.
yeah.
Yeah.
If have I got time, I'll read you the poem that is left behind in every home. Oh, it's not long. So, and this is framed in the mixture of emotions, stop and breathe and know. Others care about you, you've let your courage show. This home is yours alone, created with you at heart. Furnished by the community, this is your brand new start. Rise up and be renewed. The eagle knows it's true. She waits until the updraft. We pray that you will too. You'll find new inner strength, though tears may stain your face. Just know that you are worthy to walk with dignity and grace. Welcome home. There are no strangers here, only friends you haven't met yet. You see, that's just beautiful, isn't it?
It is beautiful. Yeah. Wow. It's amazing.
So every home gets that. So, yeah.
Oh, that's lovely. And so for further information, as you mentioned, should people go to the Rise Up Australia website and Facebook
Website.
page and
Yes,
things?
absolutely. I'm
Wonderful.
happy. I'm happy to be a conduit. If anyone comes to you and they're not sure where to go, just flick it off to me, and I'll send it off to. I'll respond and send it off to whoever can respond to that. But there is a lot of information on our website, and also look at our social media. Rise Up on Instagram, because that will show you a house that started and a house that is completed, and that
Oh,
is a
wow.
great following for people just to know what you do. And
Yeah.
yeah, so yeah, there's a lot of information out there, but sadly there has to be a lot of information out there.
That's right.
These
Yeah.
services, sadly there have to be the services, but thank God there are.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, exactly right. Well, thank you so much today for joining me, making us more aware about Rise Up Australia. I really appreciate it.
Kayla, it's our absolute pleasure to speak to lovely people like you. Those that are interested, those that can take the time to listen, we absolutely admire and respect what you are doing to help with what we're doing. So thank you. Thanks very
No
much.
worries. Thank you so much. And thank you to everyone for listening. Take care. Have a lovely day and bye bye.